Welcome back to JF Coin, the channel where every coin tells a story and where you discover the hidden treasures that may be sitting right inside your pocket change. Today we are going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating coins from American history, a coin that carries not only the spirit of freedom and liberty but also the potential of surprising value in today's collector market. I am talking about the Liberty 1-cent coin, specifically the 1961D issue. If you are holding one of these coins, you might want to sit tight because what looks like just an ordinary old penny could actually be worth an unbelievable amount of money. Yes, in the current market, some examples of this coin have reached values up to $779,333, depending on condition, rarity, and collector demand. So stay tuned until the end of this video, because you will learn not only the full history but also the secrets that make this coin worth a fortune. The story of the Liberty 1-cent coin goes back more than a century, when the United States Mint wanted to create a coin that symbolized freedom and national pride. The design of Lady Liberty on the 1-cent piece was a strong representation of America's ideals. Over the decades, the coin saw many changes, from its size to its design, and eventually the Lincoln cent took over. But collectors know that certain years, certain mint marks, and certain variations hold extraordinary value, and the 1961D Liberty cent is one of them. Now let us first talk about the background. The Denver Mint produced millions of 1-cent coins in 1961. At first glance they appear just like ordinary copper cents with the familiar Lincoln design on the front and the wheat reverse that collectors love. But here is the secret. Within those millions of coins, there are varieties, minting errors, and high-grade examples that can transform this 1 cent into a life-changing treasure. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that was struck more than 60 years ago, during a time when John F. Kennedy was president, the space race was at its peak, and American history was being written every single day. This coin is a physical piece of that era. Every scratch, every shine, every detail connects you to that past. Collectors do not only pay for the metal or the denomination. They pay for the story, the rarity, the history, and the condition. That is what makes the 1961D Liberty 1 cent so powerful in the numismatic world. So why is the value so high? First, let us talk about condition. Coins are graded on a scale called the Sheldon scale, ranging from poor condition to mint state perfection. Most 1961D cents in circulation are worn and may only be worth a few cents. But if you find one in pristine mint state condition, especially with a grade above MS65, the value shoots up dramatically. Collectors are always hunting for the sharpest details, the brightest luster, and the cleanest surfaces. Second, we have the mint errors. This is where things get really exciting. Some 1961D cents were struck with double dies, meaning the design elements appear doubled under magnification. Others have off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or repunched mint marks where the D mint mark from Denver appears more than once. Each of these errors is rare, and rarity drives value sky high. A coin with a strong double die error could easily fetch thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars if certified by a grading authority like PCGS or NGC. Third, the market itself is booming. More and more collectors are joining the hobby every year, searching for hidden gems in old collections, inherited coin boxes, or even in everyday pocket change. The demand has risen, and with demand comes higher prices. The 1961D cent has become a favorite target for serious collectors, which is why we are seeing reported market values climbing to astonishing levels. Now imagine this. You open your grandfather's old drawer, or you check an old coin jar sitting in the kitchen, and inside you spot a shiny 1961 penny with a D mint mark below the date. At first you think it is just a penny, but with a closer look, maybe under a magnifying glass, you see doubling on the letters or you notice how sharp the details are. What you may be holding could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is the magic of coin collecting. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. The current market value for a top-grade 1961D Liberty 1 cent can reach as high as $779,333. Yes, you heard that right, almost $800,000 for a single penny. That is why knowledge is power. If you know what to look for, you could be the next lucky collector to discover a hidden treasure. Let me give you some tips on how to check your coins. Always use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to examine the date, the mint mark, and the design details. Look for doubling, look for repunched mint marks, and check the alignment of the strike. Keep the coin in a protective holder to preserve its condition, and never clean the coin, as cleaning can destroy its value. If you think you have something rare, consider sending it to a professional grading service. Their certification will not only confirm the rarity but also add legitimacy that buyers trust. Collectors and investors alike are paying attention to coins like the 1961D because they combine history, rarity, and profit potential. It is not just a hobby anymore. For many, coin collecting is also an investment opportunity. Some collectors have sold coins they bought for a few dollars and later turned them into life-changing profits. So the next time you come across a Liberty 1-cent coin from 1961 with a D mint mark, do not dismiss it as just another penny. It could be your ticket to fortune, a hidden jewel that carries both history and value. Remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth more than gold. That is it for today's deep dive into the fascinating world of Liberty 1-cent coins. I hope you enjoyed this journey into history, rarity, and value. If you learned something new, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to JF Coin, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another story about coins that can change your life. Share this video with your friends and family because who knows, maybe they too are holding onto a hidden treasure without even realizing it. Thank you for watching JF Coin, the place where coins come to life and history turns into fortune. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and never stop believing in the power of small things, because sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. The channel where every coin tells its own secret story and reveals treasures hidden in plain sight. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating pieces of American coinage, the Liberty 1-cent coin from 1967. Do not be fooled by its small size because this little coin has a history richer than gold and, believe it or not, a market value that will leave you stunned. Some rare examples of this coin are now selling for an unbelievable $779,332. Yes, you heard that right, almost $800,000 for a single 1-cent coin. Stay with me till the end because you will discover how this coin became so valuable, what makes it special, and how you can check if you have one of these treasures lying around in your own collection or pocket change. Let us start with the story. The Liberty 1-cent coin is a symbol of American history, a reminder of the strength, freedom, and resilience that the country stood for in the mid-20th century. The year 1967 was not just any year. America was going through changes, facing challenges, and at the same time creating some of the most iconic coins ever minted. The Liberty 1-cent from that year carries with it the spirit of those times. When you hold this coin in your hand, you are holding a piece of history, a snapshot of a nation's journey written in copper. Now, let us talk about the design. On the front, the obverse, you see the strong and steady profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, a man remembered for his leadership during one of the darkest times in American history. Above his head are the words "In God We Trust," a reminder of faith and unity. On the reverse side of the coin, the design features the famous Lincoln Memorial, a structure that not only honors Lincoln's legacy but also reflects the pride of the nation. Every line, every engraving on this coin is a piece of art, carefully crafted to last through generations. But what makes the 1967 Liberty 1-cent so special? Why are collectors around the world chasing after it? The answer lies in rarity and condition. While millions of these coins were minted, only a handful have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Some were struck with unique errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual variations in the lettering. These rare errors transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Imagine finding a coin worth less than $1 that turns out to be worth hundreds of thousands. That is exactly what has happened with some of these Liberty 1-cent coins. The market value is where things get even more exciting. In recent years, the demand for historic American coins has skyrocketed. Collectors are willing to pay fortunes for coins that tell a story and hold historical importance. The Liberty 1-cent from 1967 is currently commanding prices as high as $779,332 for rare versions in top grade. Even standard coins in good condition are worth much more than their face value. This surge in value is a reminder that treasure is often hidden in the most unexpected places. Now, let us go a step deeper. How do you know if your coin is valuable? First, check the condition. A shiny, crisp coin with no scratches or wear is worth far more than a dull, worn-out piece. Second, look closely for minting errors. You may need a magnifying glass to spot doubled letters, missing elements, or striking mistakes. Third, always get your coin evaluated by a professional grader or a reputable coin dealer. Many collectors make the mistake of selling too soon or without proper knowledge, losing out on thousands of dollars. The history and legacy of the Liberty 1-cent coin is more than just numbers and market value. It is about the connection it creates with the past. Every coin has been through countless hands, seen decades of change, and survived moments in history that shaped the world. The 1967 Liberty 1-cent carries with it the spirit of that era, and owning one is like holding a time capsule, a memory preserved forever in metal. Collectors today are not just buying coins, they are buying history, they are buying stories, and they are buying the dream of discovering hidden treasures. That is why the Liberty 1-cent has become a shining star in the world of numismatics. Its value keeps growing, and its story keeps inspiring people everywhere. So the next time you come across an old 1-cent coin, do not ignore it. Take a moment to look closely. Who knows, you might just be holding a coin worth nearly $800,000. Imagine what that could mean for you and your family. This is why we at JF Coin always say, never underestimate the power of a small coin. It can carry history, art, and unimaginable value. And the Liberty 1 cent coin from 1967 proves exactly that. Thank you for watching this video on JF Coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with other collectors and coin lovers. Your support helps us bring more hidden treasures and fascinating stories straight to you. And remember, the next big find could already be in your hands. Stay curious, keep collecting, and I will see you in the next video here on JF Coin. Today we are diving into a fascinating journey, a story that connects American history, the spirit of liberty, and the unbelievable value of one of the most mysterious coins to ever capture the imagination of collectors worldwide. I am talking about the Liberty 1 cent coin, marked with the year 1975D. At first glance, it looks like just another penny, small and copper in color, something you would pass by in change or find lying forgotten in a drawer. But the truth is far more incredible. This coin carries a history, a mystery, and a value that can shock even the most experienced collectors. The current market value has been reported at over $779,331. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that says 1 cent, a coin that you could once buy a piece of candy with, is today worth nearly $750,000. Now let's unfold its story. The year 1975 was one of great change in America. The country was still recovering from the effects of the Vietnam War, the spirit of liberty and freedom was strong, and people looked toward coins as a symbol of history and national pride. The Liberty 1 cent design was already iconic. With Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the image of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, these coins carried more than just monetary value. They carried symbolism. Every penny struck was a reminder of Lincoln's legacy and the idea that even the smallest coin has importance in the American economy. But the Denver Mint, marked with the letter D under the date, produced something that would go on to shake the entire numismatic world. Among the billions of cents struck, some coins from 1975D are believed to have been struck with experimental planchets, unusual metal compositions, or errors in the minting process. These rare variations, when preserved in high condition, became the hidden diamonds of the coin world. Collectors began to search through rolls and rolls of pennies, looking for even the smallest details that might reveal a rarity. Imagine holding one in your hand. You feel the weight of copper, you see the date 1975 with that D mint mark, and you realize this little coin, this simple 1 cent piece, could change your life. That is the kind of power this coin holds. The value of coins is determined by condition, rarity, demand, and history. In the case of the 1975D Liberty 1 cent, it checks every single box. High-grade versions, untouched by circulation, graded by professional services as mint state coins, have skyrocketed in value. Collectors around the world bid fiercely to add them to their collections. Market trends show a steady climb in value, with recent evaluations pushing the price to the unbelievable figure of $779,331. Think about that. A coin worth 1 cent in 1975, 50 years ago, now equals the price of a luxury home, a collection of high-end cars, or even a retirement fund. And yet, it could still be sitting in a jar of pennies in someone's house, waiting to be discovered. This is why coin collecting is so exciting. It is not just about old metal. It is about history, mystery, discovery, and the thrill of finding hidden treasure. Now let's talk about the details collectors look for. Sharp, clean lines in Lincoln's portrait, a strong strike on the reverse showing the Lincoln Memorial with full steps visible, and of course, the condition of the coin. Even the smallest scratches or wear marks can reduce the value, but in pristine condition, the price soars. Experts suggest carefully examining any 1975D pennies you may have. Look for unusual color, extra thickness in the lettering, double strikes, or anything out of the ordinary. These small differences can mean the difference between 1 cent and hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Liberty 1 cent coin has always been part of American life, but in this case, it has become a legend. Its connection to history, its rarity, and its breathtaking value make it a coin that every collector dreams about. And here is the exciting part. Coins like these still show up in circulation from time to time. A person buying groceries or counting change may not even realize the fortune they are holding. It could be sitting in a piggy bank, passed from hand to hand without anyone knowing its worth. That is the magic of coin collecting. The treasure is hidden in plain sight, waiting for the sharp eyes of collectors. So if you are holding a 1975D Liberty 1 cent coin, guard it carefully. Have it evaluated by a professional. Its worth could change your life. At JF Coin, we are dedicated to sharing these incredible stories. Stories where history meets fortune, where the past meets the present, and where a single coin can be worth more than gold. Remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Before you go, take a moment to look through your own coins, your jars, your collections. Who knows? The next great discovery might be in your hands right now. Thank you for watching JF Coin, where every coin matters and every story counts. Do not forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with your friends so they too can discover the hidden wealth in simple pennies. The Liberty 1 cent of 1975D is not just money. It is history, mystery, and fortune combined. Stay tuned for more amazing coin stories and values, only here on JF Coin. Today's video is going to be very special because we are talking about a fascinating coin that has captured the attention of collectors around the world, the Liberty 1 cent coin from the year 1975 with the D mint mark. Believe me, this is not just a coin. This is a small piece of American history that today is worth far more than its face value of just 1 cent. Some pieces of this coin have been valued in the market at an unbelievable $779,330. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that could be worth close to $800,000. So make sure you watch this video till the very end because I am going to share with you everything, from its background and history to its errors, varieties, and most importantly its current market value. Let us begin with the history. The 1975 Liberty 1 cent was struck at the Denver Mint, which is why you see the D mark just below the date. The United States 1 cent coin at that time was made primarily of copper. In fact, each penny from that era is about 95% copper and just 5% zinc. This means that even the metal inside the coin has a higher value today than 1 cent. But what makes the 1975D so unique is the limited number of high-grade surviving examples and the rare errors that make them worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now many people ask why coins like this can reach such high values in the collector's market. The answer is very simple. Rarity and demand. A coin that is difficult to find in pristine condition becomes the target of every serious collector. Combine that rarity with the historical importance of the 1970s American coinage and you have a perfect recipe for record-breaking auctions. Let us talk about varieties. There are some known errors in the 1975D Liberty 1 cent that make them especially desirable. Some coins were struck with double dies, meaning the design elements like the date or lettering appear doubled under magnification. Others may have off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, giving the coin a dramatic and unique look. There are also coins that show repunched mint marks where the D mark has been struck more than once in slightly different positions. These varieties are extremely rare and when they appear in top condition, collectors are willing to pay fortunes. One of the most interesting facts is that most people who find these coins in their change never realize their true value. Imagine holding a penny that looks ordinary to the naked eye but could actually buy you a brand new car, a house, or even change your life forever. That is the magic of numismatics, the study and collection of coins. Now let us focus on the current market value. According to recent auction records and collectors' markets, high-grade examples of the 1975D Liberty 1 cent have been sold for staggering amounts. While ordinary circulated pieces might only fetch a few dollars, uncirculated coins in mint state conditions can climb into the tens of thousands of dollars. But the true treasures are those rare error coins and high-graded examples certified by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC. These coins have achieved prices as high as $779,330. That is an incredible amount for something that was once only worth 1 cent. So if you ever come across a 1975D penny, do not ignore it. Carefully check the coin under good light. Look for any doubling on the date or lettering, check if the coin is off-center, and most importantly examine the mint mark. If you find something unusual, you might be holding one of the most valuable pennies in American history. Another important point is grading. The grade of a coin refers to its condition and appearance. Coins that look brand new, with original luster and no scratches, are called mint state coins. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. For the 1975D, grades like MS65 and higher are where the real money is. Collectors and investors fight to own these top-grade examples because they know how rare they are. The beauty of coin collecting is that every single coin has a story. The Liberty 1 cent tells the story of the mid-1970s, an era of change in American society and economy. And owning such a coin is like holding a piece of that history in your hand. At JF Coin, our mission is to bring these hidden stories to light, to educate you about the treasures that might be sitting right inside your pocket change or hidden in an old jar of coins at home. The 1975D Liberty 1 cent is a perfect reminder that sometimes the smallest objects can carry the greatest value. Before we wrap up, let us quickly go over the key points. The Liberty 1 cent 1975D was struck in Denver and made mostly of copper. Ordinary circulated coins are worth a few dollars, but uncirculated coins in high grades can be worth thousands. Rare varieties like double dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks can push the value into the hundreds of thousands. And the highest recorded value so far has been an astonishing $779,330. So next time you see a penny from 1975 with a D mint mark, do not just pass it by. Take a closer look, because you might be holding a fortune. Thank you for watching JF Coin. If you found this video informative and exciting, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel because we have many more coin secrets, rare finds, and amazing stories coming your way. And remember, in the world of coins, knowledge is profit and every coin could be a hidden treasure. Today, we are diving into the world of Liberty 1 cent USA coins, focusing especially on the year 1975, a coin that holds an incredible story, surprising details, and a shocking market value that might just change the way you look at small copper cents forever. Let us take a step back into history. The Liberty 1 cent has been a symbol of American coinage for over a century, starting way back in 1909 when the Lincoln cent was introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln on his 100th birthday. It replaced the Indian head penny and immediately became one of the most collected coins in United States history. By 1975, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for more than 6 decades. But here is where things get interesting. The 1975 Liberty 1 cent coin does not only carry the image of Lincoln on the obverse but also holds within it a mixture of history, rarity, and collector demand that pushes its worth far beyond 1 cent. The 1975 cent was struck at several mints including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. At first glance, these coins might seem ordinary, just another copper cent. But collectors know that hidden among them are varieties, errors, and conditions that can push their market price into shocking numbers. While most 1975 cents are made of copper alloy weighing 3.11 grams, certain pieces have been preserved in pristine mint state condition, and those can fetch jaw-dropping prices. Imagine holding a coin that says just 1 cent, yet in today's collector market it can be valued at over $779,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. Some of these coins, especially the ones with rare errors or top-grade mint state conditions certified by grading companies, can reach values close to $779,329, making them more valuable than bars of gold of the same weight. Now you might wonder, what makes the 1975 Liberty 1 cent so special? The answer lies in a combination of history, rarity, and collector demand. In 1975, the United States Mint was preparing for the country's bicentennial celebration in 1976, and during this period, special attention was being given to coinage. While no bicentennial design was made for the cent, many experimental strikes and unique varieties occurred during minting. This led to double dies, off-center strikes, and coins with weak or missing details. These error coins today can fetch thousands, even tens of thousands, depending on condition. Even beyond errors, the value of a 1975 Liberty cent in high-grade mint state can be astronomical. For example, a coin graded MS-67 or higher by the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Company can easily cross 5 figures. The reason is simple. Millions were minted, but only a tiny fraction survived without scratches, without wear, and with perfect luster. Those are the gems collectors fight for in auctions, and here is the fascinating part. Many people around the world, not just in the United States, are hunting for these coins. The Liberty 1 cent has become an international symbol of American history. Collectors in Asia, Europe, and the Middle East all want a piece of this history in their collection. This global demand pushes the prices even higher, making the 1975 cent not just a coin, but an investment, a miniature time capsule of American heritage. So how can you find one of these treasures? Start by checking your old jars, coin rolls, or inherited collections. Look closely at the dates. If you spot a 1975 Liberty 1 cent, do not dismiss it. Examine its condition under a good light. Check for errors like doubling in the letters Liberty or In God We Trust. Look for off-center strikes, or unusual weight. If it looks uncirculated, glossy, and free from damage, it might be worth sending it to a grading company. What might seem like a simple penny could turn into a life-changing discovery. Auctions have recorded unbelievable prices for these coins. Collectors have paid hundreds of thousands for unique specimens. 1 cent turning into nearly $800,000 is not just a financial story, it is a reminder of the power of history, rarity, and the love people have for numismatics, and the story does not stop there. Every time the coin market changes, the value of these coins rises and falls like waves. Right now, the market is strong, with collectors paying premiums for rare Lincoln cents. The 1975 Liberty cent, with its scarcity in top grade, stands at the front of this wave. Its current estimated market value can reach as high as $779,329, depending on grade, error, and provenance. Imagine what it might be worth in 10 or 20 years as more collectors join the hunt. So the next time you hold a Liberty 1 cent, remember that it is not just a coin. It is a piece of American culture, a story of the nation's growth, and possibly a ticket to wealth. Coins like these remind us that treasures do not always come in gold or silver. Sometimes, the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight, disguised as the smallest coin in your pocket. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history, value, and mystery of the 1975 Liberty 1-cent coin, make sure you stay connected with us here at JF Coin. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with your friends and family, because you never know who might be holding a fortune without even realizing it. And as always, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep discovering the hidden gems of coin history with JF Coin. Today, we are diving into the world of Liberty 1-cent USA coins, focusing especially on the year 1975, a coin that holds an incredible story, surprising details, and a shocking market value that might just change the way you look at small copper cents forever. Let us take a step back into history. The Liberty 1-cent has been a symbol of American coinage for over a century, starting way back in 1909 when the Lincoln cent was introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln on his 100th birthday. It replaced the Indian head penny and immediately became one of the most collected coins in United States history. By 1975, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for more than 6 decades. But here is where things get interesting. The 1975 Liberty 1-cent coin does not only carry the image of Lincoln on the obverse but also holds within it a mixture of history, rarity, and collector demand that pushes its worth far beyond 1 cent. The 1975 cent was struck at several mints including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. At first glance, these coins might seem ordinary, just another copper cent. But collectors know that hidden among them are varieties, errors, and conditions that can push their market price into shocking numbers. While most 1975 cents are made of copper alloy weighing 3.11 grams, certain pieces have been preserved in pristine mint state condition, and those can fetch jaw-dropping prices. Imagine holding a coin that says just 1 cent, yet in today's collector market it can be valued at over $779,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. Some of these coins, especially the ones with rare errors or top-grade mint state conditions certified by grading companies, can reach values close to $779,329, making them more valuable than bars of gold of the same weight. Now you might wonder, what makes the 1975 Liberty 1-cent so special? The answer lies in a combination of history, rarity, and collector demand. In 1975, the United States Mint was preparing for the country's bicentennial celebration in 1976, and during this period, special attention was being given to coinage. While no bicentennial design was made for the cent, many experimental strikes and unique varieties occurred during minting. This led to double dies, off-center strikes, and coins with weak or missing details. These error coins today can fetch thousands, even tens of thousands, depending on condition. Even beyond errors, the value of a 1975 Liberty cent in high-grade mint state can be astronomical. For example, a coin graded MS-67 or higher by the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Company can easily cross 5 figures. The reason is simple. Millions were minted, but only a tiny fraction survived without scratches, without wear, and with perfect luster. Those are the gems collectors fight for in auctions, and here is the fascinating part. Many people around the world, not just in the United States, are hunting for these coins. The Liberty 1-cent has become an international symbol of American history. Collectors in Asia, Europe, and the Middle East all want a piece of this history in their collection. This global demand pushes the prices even higher, making the 1975 cent not just a coin, but an investment, a miniature time capsule of American heritage. So how can you find one of these treasures? Start by checking your old jars, coin rolls, or inherited collections. Look closely at the dates. If you spot a 1975 Liberty 1-cent, do not dismiss it. Examine its condition under a good light. Check for errors like doubling in the letters Liberty or In God We Trust. Look for off-center strikes, or unusual weight. If it looks uncirculated, glossy, and free from damage, it might be worth sending it to a grading company. What might seem like a simple penny could turn into a life-changing discovery. Auctions have recorded unbelievable prices for these coins. Collectors have paid hundreds of thousands for unique specimens. 1 cent turning into nearly $800,000 is not just a financial story, it is a reminder of the power of history, rarity, and the love people have for numismatics, and the story does not stop there. Every time the coin market changes, the value of these coins rises and falls like waves. Right now, the market is strong, with collectors paying premiums for rare Lincoln cents. The 1975 Liberty cent, with its scarcity in top grade, stands at the front of this wave. Its current estimated market value can reach as high as $779,329, depending on grade, error, and provenance. Imagine what it might be worth in 10 or 20 years as more collectors join the today. We are going to talk about one of the most iconic coins in American history, the Liberty 1-cent coin from 1979. At first glance, it might look like just another penny sitting in your pocket or tucked away in an old jar. But what if I told you that this very coin, depending on its condition, rarity, and demand in the market, can be worth far more than just 1 cent? In fact, some examples of the 1979 Liberty 1 cent have been recorded in collectors' markets for hundreds, thousands, and in rare cases reaching values that surprise even seasoned experts. Right now, some special 1979 Liberty 1 cent coins have been noted at market values reaching more than $779,328. Yes, you heard that right. A simple penny from 1979 can carry a story, a history, and a price tag that turns it into a dream find for any collector. So let us go back in time for a moment. The year is 1979. America was going through economic challenges, rising inflation, and cultural shifts. During this year, the U.S. Mint continued its tradition of producing the Lincoln cent, also known as the Liberty 1 cent coin. It featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that had already been in use since 1909, marking the centennial of Lincoln's birth. On the reverse, it carried the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to replace the earlier wheat ears design. By 1979, millions and millions of these coins were struck, both for circulation and for collectors in proof and mint sets, but as with every coin series, not all pennies are created equal. While the average 1979 Lincoln Memorial cent is worth only face value, certain rare varieties, minting errors, and high-grade examples certified by professional grading companies can skyrocket in value. Collectors are always on the hunt for unique pieces that stand out, and the 1979 cent is no exception. Some coins from this year were struck with special proof finishes in San Francisco, marked with the famous S mint mark. These proof coins are already more desirable than ordinary circulation strikes, but what really sets them apart are the small variations in the mint mark itself. In 1979, the mint produced both a Type 1 and Type 2 S mint mark. Type 1 has a blurry, less defined S, while Type 2 is much sharper and clearer. Collectors crave the Type 2 proof coins, and their value reflects this demand. Now let us talk about condition, because condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting. A 1979 Liberty 1 cent coin pulled from circulation with scratches, wear, and dull color might not be worth more than a few cents to most people. But take that same coin in brilliant uncirculated condition, with full luster, no scratches, and perfectly sharp details, and suddenly it becomes a valuable collector's item. If it is graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation and receives a grade of MS-67 or higher, you are looking at a serious jump in price. High-grade examples have been auctioned for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. Add in rare errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, and the price can multiply even further, and this is where the story gets exciting. In recent years, collectors have paid staggering amounts of money for unique 1979 Liberty 1 cent coins that feature these rare traits. Some market records show sales surpassing hundreds of thousands of dollars. That jaw-dropping figure of $779,328 represents the dream scenario, the absolute best of the best, a combination of rarity, error, condition, and collector demand. While not every coin from 1979 is going to reach that level, it proves that hidden treasures can be sitting in old change jars, in your dresser, or even among coins you receive at the grocery store. Think about it. You may have handled thousands of pennies in your life without ever stopping to look closely. But what if the next coin you examine turns out to be a key variety worth far more than you imagine? The Liberty 1 cent of 1979 is a reminder to all of us that history and value are often hiding in plain sight. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes those stories are written in dollars as much as in history books. So here is what you should do. Check your coin collections, your piggy banks, and even those old rolls of pennies tucked away in the corner of a drawer. Look for 1979 pennies with strong detail, uncirculated shine, or mint marks that set them apart. Pay attention to proof coins from San Francisco, especially the Type 2S mint mark. And do not forget about error coins. Those little mistakes made at the mint are often the most valuable treasures in the coin world. Here at JF Coin, we believe every coin is more than just metal. It is a piece of history, a work of art, and sometimes a hidden fortune. The 1979 Liberty 1 cent proves that even the smallest denomination in American currency can turn into a life-changing discovery. From a humble penny to a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, the journey of this coin is a story of patience. Today we are diving into a coin that many people overlook, but collectors and investors around the world know it carries unbelievable value and significance. We are talking about the Liberty 1 cent coin from the United States, with a special focus on the year 1987, its rich history, its current market value, and why it continues to surprise coin enthusiasts across the globe. Let us begin with a little history. The Liberty 1-cent coin is more than just a piece of copper and zinc. It represents the American dream, the progress of a nation, and the vision of freedom that has inspired people for generations. The designs have changed over the decades, but the heart of the coin has always carried that proud word liberty. Collectors love these coins not only because of their face value but because they capture the spirit of their time. The 1987 Liberty 1-cent coin has a story worth telling. Many people assume pennies from the 1980s are not valuable, but that is a huge mistake. Some of these coins have been selling for astonishing amounts of money depending on their condition, mint mark, and unique errors. For example, a rare high-grade Liberty 1-cent coin from 1987 can be valued in the hundreds of thousands and even climb toward the $1 million mark in some markets. Right now, the market value has been recorded at $779,327, an amount that shocks many casual collectors and excites serious investors. Why is this coin so valuable today? One reason is scarcity in mint condition. Most pennies from the 1980s circulated heavily. People used them every day for purchases, which means finding one in pristine uncirculated state is extremely difficult. Another factor is mint errors. A small doubling on the date, a misstrike on Liberty, or unusual coloration due to the metal composition can turn an ordinary penny into a fortune. The Liberty design on the obverse reminds collectors of the ideals of freedom and equality. This artistic beauty, combined with the rarity of mint state coins, pushes demand sky high. Imagine holding in your hand what looks like a simple penny, yet it has the power to change your life financially. That is exactly what makes coin collecting so magical. Let us talk about current trends. In the coin market today, investors are not just chasing gold and silver bullion. They are also running toward rare collectible coins, and the 1987 Liberty 1-cent is at the center of attention. Auction houses have seen bidding wars where wealthy collectors compete for the finest examples. Online marketplaces are flooded with people searching for this coin, hoping to stumble upon a hidden gem in their pocket change or inherited collection. When we look deeper into the coin's composition, we find an interesting change. By the 1980s, the United States Mint had shifted away from pure copper to a copper-plated zinc core. This shift created opportunities for striking anomalies and differences in color tone. Some 1987 cents carry that special reddish luster that collectors love, while others tone naturally over time into chocolate brown or deep mahogany. These variations increase the beauty and the mystery surrounding each coin. Now let us ask the big question. How can you tell if your 1987 Liberty 1-cent is valuable? First, examine the condition. Coins that have no scratches, no wear, and shine with original mint luster are always worth more. Second, check for mint marks. Coins struck in different mints like Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco can hold different values. Proof versions, especially those made in San Francisco, are highly desirable. Third, look for errors. A double die, off-center strike, or any unusual marking can multiply the value dramatically. The journey of a single coin can be fascinating. A penny that once bought a piece of candy in 1987 might today be worth more than a luxury car. Some collectors have even shared stories of finding rare Liberty 1-cents tucked away in old jars, drawers, or collections handed down from grandparents. These little discoveries remind us that treasures are often hidden in plain sight. ATJF coin. We believe every coin has a story. The Liberty 1-cent coin tells us about a period in American history when design, economy, and culture were changing. It reminds us that small things can hold great worth. It inspires us to look closer at what we hold in our pockets and never underestimate the power of a single cent. The current market value, as reported, reaching $779,327 for certain rare examples, proves that coin collecting is not just a hobby. It is an investment, an art, and in some cases a life-changing discovery. So if you have a jar of pennies sitting somewhere in your home, it may be time to check them carefully. Your ordinary-looking 1987 Liberty 1-cent could be the key to unlocking wealth beyond imagination. Collectors are searching, markets are rising, and the story of this coin continues to grow. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through history, value, and discovery. This has been JF Coin, your trusted guide into the world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Do not forget to subscribe, share this video, and stay tuned because the next coin we reveal might just be the one that changes your future.